14 million.
Okay.
50 million.
Piece of shit.
Ooh. Man, he really...
Price is right my ass by like 10 million each.
I would have said a little less, but I just...
Yeah.
Call him Bob Barker over here.
Yeah. Well, I
what
mean,
I
it just felt like you're...
Hang on. Sean, do you know who Bob Barker is?
Did that answer your question?
Man getting bit by an alligator scream.
Swallow this.
Welcome back to Reasonably Afraid. It's our Thanksgiving edition, so I wanted to make sure we talked about something fun for you guys. If you check out the Patreon, we have our Thanksgiving episode on there.
Yeah.
It
wasn't originally supposed to go on there. It was actually supposed to be a part of this episode, and then things happened.
We just decided halfway through that, you know, much like the movie itself,
We phoned it in.
Anyway, we're going to talk about I think it might be the best Thanksgiving horror movie out.
Yeah, name their competition.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Name their competition.
I would say it's the best. By a landslide.
By a landslide.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
Now, there's a few 80s ones, and next year we'll touch on those. But
Okay.
Those might have been better choices in hindsight. That's on me. I picked a movie that was made for $3.5 thousand.
I mean, there's Black Friday movies.
Yeah, which this is both. Which is
Yeah,
great.
this is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is both. Yeah.
So this can get you in the mood for Thanksgiving, and it can also get you ready for Black Friday and remind you to be on your toes.
What movie is this?
This is Thanksgiving, Eli Roth's 2023 masterpiece.
I really like this movie.
I love this movie.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how good this movie was.
Can I, and I don't know if it's too
Go ahead.
early in the
Yeah,
episode, just to say that.
No, go ahead.
One thing, though, is that Black Friday, that's the big, what the whole lore background of this movie is about, a tragedy on Black Friday. It's not that big of a deal anymore. And I was just thinking about that. I just bought a TV. I was like, you know what? If we're going to wait till Black Friday, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not
Well-
you don't save any money.
Yeah, because
Right.
they lost us. They lost everybody like a couple years back, where it's just like pretty obvious that the deals aren't deals
real.
anymore.
Yeah.
They're not deals anymore. They're not real.
Yeah.
This is what I've been telling people for years too, because I worked at Best Buy.
I worked at Adidas, same thing. Our
Yeah.
fucking Black Friday deal was literally happening the week before, too.
Yeah.
Like, we just didn't advertise it. We were like,
A lot of the TVs that we were selling at that cheap price were refurbished TVs, anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're like, the out of box deals are good. They're like always.
Out-of-box.
Yeah. Open box or whatever.
Yeah. The refurbished TVs are the
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't tell people they were refurbished, but we all knew they were refurbished.
That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That feels
Best
illegal.
Buy did that?
Dude, Best Buy did
Oh,
it.
that's for sure illegal.
Best Buy's fucked, dude. You think Best Buy is legitimate? No. Like the computer guys, like, because we would run off of commissions too. So like basically they'd be like, yeah, so you just don't want to tell them that Samsung has a warranty, because then they won't want to buy the Best Buy warranty. And I was just like, well, how do you do that? And he's like, you mean lie to them? You mean lie to them?
He's like, well, just, again, don't mention it.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Well, that's the thing, you don't.
Yeah, you know.
Dude, that was the only time I've heard anything like that is when I worked at a boot store, and the guy goes, just it takes a little while to work them in. And I go, what? And he goes, if they don't fit right, you just tell them it takes a little bit to work in the boot, because it's leather and everything. And I go, nah, I mean, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. And he goes, sell what's available today. SWAT. And I was like, the SWAT team should come here. This is crazy. You guys are doing
That's
this.
that's insane.
But they also, little respect, because they also built their boot empire in the 80s selling boots at the flea market in Daytona on Coke. So
That's real.
So
That's
it makes
real.
it all worth it.
it's so gangster, dude. Just
Yeah. We used to have to tell foreigners the only way to change the language on it is to buy the Geek Squad package, where they prepare the computer for you so that you can choose whatever
That's
language.
so fucking wrong.
And
tell
like
the foreigners.
yeah. And
cut
so
that.
what I would do,
Go put that on Patreon.
what? Foreigners? You can't say
No,
foreigners
I'm just-
anymore?
Yeah, you used
God,
to.
you don't fucking PC
Can't
bull.
say
Can't say
anything.
foreigners anymore.
Easy.
Jesus Christ.
That's so funny.
You know, you remind me of the Spaniards when they used to, and the British, and they used to make the natives sign the contracts. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing. He's like, yeah, right here. It says the Geek Squad is going to take your call.
Yeah, when they're like, yeah, they sold off Manhattan for a thing of beads. You're like, I don't think they did that.
He's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you guys wrote a thing and said that. You know?
Yeah.
hey, I thought you said our land was under warranty. Well, actually,
yeah,
according to
exactly.
Best Buy policy, it's not included if we give you the flu.
Well, the most fucked up thing.
Yeah.
The most fucked up thing is if they didn't buy the warranty, as soon as they turn on the computer, it just asks you what language you want.
That's so funny.
It's the first screen that you see on any
Jesus
electronic
Christ.
device.
That's insane.
And they would be like, "Oh, you wouldn't know how to do it." What do you mean? It's the first thing, dude. I would just reset computers on the floor and show people how to do it.
Yeah.
While my manager wasn't looking.
Yeah, I do like how this movie did go with that angle for a Thanksgiving movie, that it was so heavily, I guess, combining both Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and
Yeah.
the whole consumerism and kind of capitalism with it, where it was just, you know,
Well,
Yeah,
it's
well,
also
I mean, I feel like this whole capitalism consumer thing is for a long time, Black Friday just kind of was ruining Thanksgiving.
yeah. Well, and
because that's how it was 15 years ago. I feel
Yeah.
right. Well, and because back in the day, it actually was meaningful. Like, do you guys know where Black Friday comes from? Why they call it that? Are you familiar with the?
I mean, I know it's something about religion or something.
Well,
right?
I have no idea.
So
it's
when-
not?
that's a different thing. But there's another Black Friday for that. But so the when you're in the red as a business, that means your financials, you're not profitable, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of companies, the end of the fiscal year is coming up. So to get in the black, which means you're in the positive, you're making money, right? So getting into the black is what you refer to that as in terms of financial charts. So Black Friday is literally hey, let's get in the black. So you take all your shit and you sell it cheaper so that you can make a bunch of money real quick, and then the next season stuff comes in and you turn it over. That's why they have those seasonal sales and stuff. So
That
Black
makes
Friday
sense.
is literally getting yourself into the positive.
Yeah.
Which eventually companies figured out that all you got to do is change the number on the amount it was. Lie about your
Yeah,
sales.
because they increase the price before and then mark it down.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, no, now you're gonna deal. It's
Mm-hmm.
the same fucking thing.
Inflation killed Black Friday.
Video killed the radio star.
You know what I really love about
Cyber
this
Mondays though still go in.
movie? Cyber Mondays? Yeah. That's for real because they deliver it.
Yeah.
Do you know what's cool about this movie though? He made a slasher in the modern day, made it feel like an 80s slasher though, like a good 80s slasher.
Yeah.
But without but with respecting the audience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's some campy lines and stuff, but you don't feel disrespected. You don't feel like, oh, I'm a fucking dummy, so now I'm supposed to just go along with this. Which I think we've seen a lot of stuff like that where you're just you're okay, you could have tried. This is almost like an homage to the 80s. It feels like.
Right. Marvel movies feel like they're spitting in my mouth.
Oh yeah, you
They're
just
just eat that shit, you piece of shit.
And what is this? Does this one not do that?
Sean's actually, I would prefer.
I can't think of something better.
Next week, Sean is just can we start doing Marvel movies?
Yeah. Hey, quick, spit in my mouth. It'll help me get in character.
So there's a lot of great actors in this. Patrick Dempsey, he's awesome. He's actually had a wild career. He plays the sheriff in it. Spoiler alerts, obviously.
What's he in?
So his first TV role was actually a TV adaptation of Fast Times at Ridgemont High called Fast Times, which is kind of wild. I love doing these because you always find out just wild shit. I had no idea that was even a thing. He was in Can't Buy Me Love. Yeah, it sounds made up. He was in Can't Buy Me Love, Loverboy, Outbreak, good movie from mid-90s, Scream 3. He's in that. Most recently in Ferrari and the new Dexter series they put out.
Oh, there's a new Dexter series?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have not seen it. Don't know if it's good. Don't care.
I've never watched Dexter.
Yeah, I never get really, Gina Gershon, fantastic actress in this. She's actually friends with Eli Roth, and she texted him and said, heard you're making a horror movie. And it was like, yeah. And she's like, give me a part. And he was like, okay.
Nice.
So, yeah. I mean, it's a pretty small role comparatively, but, you know, I love Gina Gershon. I think she's great. You know, it's just, that scene is so brutal with her.
Oh, when she gets her skull ripped off.
She's the one that gets the cart runs over her head and everything. And yeah, the catalyst for the whole movie. She's been in a million things. You know, she's been in Pretty in Pink, Cocktail, the Twilight Zone 80s reboot, Voodoo Dawn, Showgirls, Face Off, Tales from the Crypt. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I mean, she's the Nicolas Cage's girlfriend in Face Off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember, she's got the kid and everything. Trying to get him out of the shootout. Ty Olson, another great actor in this. He's the dad that's like, you know, ready to take on the supermarket chain, you know, and like leading the protests. A lot of great actors. They cast this in a kind of a weird way because multiple people like just really like Eli Roth, and he's one of those guys that just kind of knows everybody. Addison Rae like hit him up also. She just DM'd him. She was like, "Hey, can I be in your horror movie?" And he was like, "All right."
Who was she?
She was.
It's all blurry now. Okay, yeah.
What was her character name? I can't remember it off the top. But yeah, she's like the lead girl, right? Addison Rae. Yeah.
Oh, was that her?
I think so.
I'm like, she's social media, right? Like,
yeah, she's a social media
Blew
person.
up on TikTok. She's in He's All That.
Oh, she's okay.
Yeah. I think that was like a reboot. Tim Dillon, the stand-up comic.
Yeah.
He's so funny in this. I mean,
Yeah, he's pretty good in this.
He's a security guard.
And then he goes fucking just walks away. Like he's a big reason why that whole thing happens. Like he's like, I'm not staying here to make sure. He's also right. I wouldn't have.
No.
Yeah, those people are ready to.
I mean, his
kill
coworker died.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah.
So so he's part of that. But he's also in the new Joker movie. And he has been actively shitting on it in interviews.
I saw that. I haven't seen the movie, but I saw him post about it. Yeah,
he's a real ass dude. Sometimes that one. This movie was shot in 5 weeks. It was shot digitally, but it looks fucking incredible.
This movie took longer than Get Out.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Like in terms of shoot days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it'd be around.
You know
the
what?
same,
I was gonna say that like, oh wow, that's kind of sad. But you know what? That's just more impressive by Get Out than a knock on this movie.
Yeah.
Because that's still insane. It was
I mean, they both look incredible. You know,
Right.
So parts of this were shot in Massachusetts, as is implied. But the bulk of this movie was shot in Ontario, Canada. So
yeah, it looked great settings. Also the bat. What was the guy's name? The bat, like the actual, not the.
Oh, the Carver.
Yeah, Carver.
Yeah.
That was a cool look.
Yeah.
It was a cool, like the mask and everything. It looked,
so
that vibe.
A really interesting thing about that. So one of the actresses in it. You remember the lady who was in the. She was she was the diner waitress that gets killed.
Yeah.
She was also like standing there like holding that gate and like shaking it and everything. I don't know if you remember this. She calls somebody a fucking Muppet. One of the lines. I love that Northeast just like asshole energy of like, you fucking Muppet.
I didn't even know they used that.
That was great.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I had it written down somewhere. Yeah, you're a fucking Muppet, you Jim Henson motherfucker. Go back to Fraggle Rock. Such a funny line. But what's cool about her, this is crazy. She's actually a descendant of the character that Carver's based on. You know how they explain the actual like Pilgrim? Yeah. She's related to the Pilgrim. It's it's like her sixth cousin or something.
Is that why she got the role?
It might be. I think she might be the
nepotism.
Only. Yeah, nepotism. She's like, that's my uncle. You have to let me.
You have to.
Anyway, yeah. So the cat. We're just gonna jump into fun facts because why not? The cat was such a good actor. Eli Roth said he was such a good actor that he named him Leonardo DiCaprio. Aww. Fucking cutie. He's actually a pretty big star though. He was the cat star of Pet Sematary, the reboot.
Nice.
Okay,
I feel like
sure.
we don't talk about cinematographers enough.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I want to give a shout out to Milan Chadima.
Okay.
Am I saying that right? Milan Chadima? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, this guy has worked on Extraction 2, Jojo Rabbit. He was a camera operator on Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Director of photography on The Cave. Let's see some of the big ones. Chronicles of Narnia. He's the director of photography in that one. Director of photography in Doom. Camera operator in Hostel. Alien versus Predator. He was a camera operator. Lots of camera work, but I mean, he is a cinematographer, which would make sense. But yeah, this dude's got some pretty big credits.
And I think this was their first time. Wait, hold on to that. I think this was their first time back together since he shot Hostel with him. As well as his writer-producer partner, Jeff Rendell. The two of them have worked on a lot of stuff together, but they didn't for a little while. And this was them coming back together.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Yeah,
It's very
guys,
sweet.
this movie's sweeter than you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what Thanksgiving's all about.
It really is.
Everyone gets back
It's
together.
like embodying the whole idea.
He's like, oh, is it Leonardo DiCaprio? That's really nice. That's good.
Yeah, you know what I'm grateful for this Thanksgiving? I'm grateful for whoever takes the time to write all these things down on IMDb so I don't have to look it all up individual places.
You know what?
Yeah.
He's thankful for community.
Yeah.
Community. That's
Community.
yeah.
I still do all the other stuff too, but I'm mostly that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you guys.
Oh, thanks, bud.
You know, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. So this movie does look gorgeous.
Okay, he's not thankful for anything.
I don't give a shit.
That's okay, and that's what makes Ray Ray.
You're thankful for this movie's cinematographer.
I am thankful for this movie's cinematographer.
That's true. He was very on. He's
Yeah,
very.
thank you.
He kept listing all of his achievements. I was like, Ray really cares about this guy.
Well, I feel like cinematographers don't get enough
That's true.
they don't get enough credit for
What'd you like about him? What'd you like about him in this movie that you were like, this guy, man, we need to talk about him more?
It's just having a good eye for how a movie is supposed to look.
Yeah. Where where was that apparent?
Mostly in the scene where he's about to cook the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Those shots where she's kind of sneaking around him, like the way the camera is focused on him, but you see her moving around in the background and stuff like that. It's just everything's placed, the placement is just so well done.
Yeah.
And it's without a cinematographer, everyone would be lost on how to where to frame these things and where to put these things. And I think especially when she's up against the wall waiting for him, and then using the door frame as a natural framing. It's all fucking. Oh, it's
To be able to
crisp.
take the storyboard and make it come to life.
Right,
Really, yeah.
right. It's an impressive skill. It's something that it's just people don't understand how important a cinematographer could be
Yeah.
to a film.
It was beautiful. And actually, you're right. You think about that. Those little moments where you're as an audience, where you're this is easy on the eyes.
Yeah,
It flows well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's captured.
It's like some of those frames you can just freeze it or pause it in that frame. You can kind of already know what's happening in the scene just based on one frame.
Yeah.
That's
Kills
true.
were really good. I mean, does that still deal with cinematography? But
Yeah,
one thing I
well-
liked about this was the kills were pretty cool. They were well shot too, yeah. But I guess more creative too.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Yeah.
What was your favorite kill?
First one that comes to mind is just the trampoline one, just because I'm it makes. I feel like if I ever go on a trampoline again, I'll be like, oh fuck, kind of scared.
You know what they don't address though? How much of an impact that would have if you were holding a knife. It probably hurt his hand.
Oh
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Ouchie wrist.
Well, I mean, it would probably realistically, it'd probably rip open the trampoline as soon as the weight came down and there was a hole in it. It would have ripped a hole in it, and she would have
point.
fell on
Yeah,
him
that's a
on
good
the
point.
second jump.
Well, we really ruined that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I take it back. You know,
Sorry about that.
No, I'm sticking with it.
It's all tension based. Like it's so it's like being held on by tension. So realistically, I
Well,
don't
now
think
you
that's
just
how it would
ruined
work.
the tension.
You know what though? Eli Roth is great about this. One thing that's like a big through line in his movies, starting with Cabin Fever, like obviously, is like Cabin Fever is like the beginning of this thing where he find out what is upsetting to people mentally, and then like exploit that.
Yeah.
Because like, and it all came from that initial thing of him, doing the shaving thing and like pulling a piece of his skin off.
Oh.
And then like he's just kind of built a career out of like extrapolating on that. Like I think everybody's been on a trampoline and just been like, man, what if there was something under? Like just like a one part of your mind is like, God, I hope nothing was under here. Like just imagine your foot going down on something like that. Ooh. Yeah. Man, when he
What was your guys' favorite kills?
I was just thinking when he it's maybe not just like the kill, but it's just the fact that it happened. So I guess it counts. But like the fucking cooking somebody alive, but actually having the camera in the oven was crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen I've seen different versions of like people getting like burned and cooked or whatever, but like never one where the camera's like in the oven with them.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember ever seeing that. It's always like from the outside looking in at somebody getting burned, but it's like put the camera inside it, and you're like you feel like you're there with her. And you're like,
Yeah, let me out. Let me out.
get out.
Not as hot.
What about you? What was your...
Fucking that giant piece of wood into the pilgrim's face
Oh,
at,
yeah.
the parade.
parade.
The guy who had nothing to do with
Yeah,
anything.
what the hell? That was dumb.
He's just a total complete accident. Like,
That's what I love about this movie. It's got like Final Destination vibes of like it's just the chaos of like people living Black Friday thing sequence, but there's no villain. There's people.
yeah.
They're just shitty humans. So then they killing each other.
Cabin fever all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody in Cabin Fever got killed by the fever.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, a couple of more fun facts. So this is initially based on the trailer for Giving in the Grindhouse series, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, which of course is Planet Terror and Death. Watched it all together as we've discussed. Watched it all together. There's the first movie's Planet Terror, and then they have like a fake trailer before, in between, and after. And those three trailers are Machete, Thanksgiving, and Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yeah.
And this was actually the last one to get made out of the three of them. They had already made the other ones into real movies.
How about with a shotgun?
Yeah.
We talked about this? This is not, I did not know that.
Yeah,
We did talk about it, yeah.
Oh,
No, well, I
fuck.
mean, we've never talked about Hobo with a Shotgun, though. No.
No.
But yeah, I think there's a sequel too, and there's a sequel to Machete too. But
I hope there's a sequel to this because this was
I
great.
hope so, dude. It'd be so fun.
Have they talked about it?
Making one, yeah.
It's
yeah.
clearly like he could, right? Like I feel like in a horror movie, I almost expect like you don't know for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you see the ash and shit, but it's like
But hey, the classic ending, right?
Yep.
They don't find him in the thing
Yup.
after it's burned down. You
Oh,
know,
he's coming back.
you know he's coming back.
It was only made last year, right? So I mean,
Yeah. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it came out before the next
Oof,
Thanksgiving.
Hobo with a shotgun bombed.
Oh yeah, it didn't do great.
It bombed real. It had a $3 million budget and it made $800,000.
what the hell?
Fuck.
What
They
year did that
lost.
come out?
2011, I think.
Yeah, I remember that like coming out like right around when I was closing the video store.
Yeah, 2011. Hour 26-minute runtime. Oof, real bad Rotten Tomato scores, but yeah, fucking.
Good, fuck him. I don't know. Anyway, one of the lines from that is from that fake trailer of Thanksgiving is white meat, dark meat, all will be carved. Which is like a fun little line. That's actually one of the things you can see on the IG post that that the carver makes when he's like threatening them, and he's sending them DMs, which is such a fun way to like take that 80s slasher thing and apply it to a modern context.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's in a modern context, it has that same feel as like the campy 80s thing.
Yeah.
But it's done better, Oh, the voice changer. So Adam McDonald, who is the director of the horror series Slasher from 2016, he's actually the guy doing the voice changer for when the Carver's walking around talking to everybody. But it's weird though. He was like doing an Eli Roth impression. So when you watch it, it sounds like Eli Roth, but it's actually just his buddy, his other horror director, pretending to be Eli Roth as the Carver.
Yeah.
It's like a triple mind fuck. You're like, what?
That's great.
Which is funny too, because like there is no context for the Carver. You're like, you could have done anything.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah. It was just for fun, I guess, on their part, I think. This is TriStar's first horror release in over a decade. Their last film they put out was Evil Dead 2013.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Fucking.
Weren't we supposed to do Evil Dead recently, and we like opt out of not
Yeah,
doing it or something?
we wound up we overextended ourselves during Halloween.
Yeah.
And we tried to set it up for Day of the Dead and forgot that that's immediately following Halloween, and there was no way we'd be able to shoot.
Yeah, but we'll get that Evil Dead in though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely maybe we'll do it on the anniversary or something. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. The mannequins in the classroom in the art class, that whole sequence, they only had 4 hours to shoot in that school. And it was the last thing they shot, and they found it while they were shooting those like hallway sequences and stuff. And so that was actually a cosmetology school's room, and they shot, that's why there's all the mannequin heads. So they actually like shot that sequence real quick. So that's why that whole school sequence is kind of like, it's not clumsy, but it definitely feels quick.
Yeah.
So they were literally just like in and out of there. And then at the last second, they were like, let's film these mannequins are creepy as fuck. So they just like shot it real quick. It was like, thinking on their feet, which is tough to do with like, like quality filmmaking.
Yeah.
Right. Especially in 4 hours.
I mean, that's insane. That's, yeah.
Jeez.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. So the plot for the Thanksgiving trailer was actually that a boy falls in love with a turkey. And when they kill it and cook it, the boy snaps and kills his whole family for like killing the love of his life. And because it's modeled after like 80s grindhouse, like fucking crazy shit, like late 70s weird ass movies. So when they asked Eli Roth, they were like, so how do you explain the plot of this Thanksgiving being so different from the trailer? And he goes, I like to think it's so funny. These directors like make up their own shit. He goes, I like to think that movie existed, right? But it was so bad that like nobody would reprint it, and everybody was like real upset because he's in love with the turkey, so obviously somebody's fucking a turkey. And he goes, so they destroyed all the prints, and then this is the reboot of that, where they've done what they do to all slashers, where they like update them and change it and make it more marketable. It's like, dude, that's such a wild like premise to come up with about your own movie, and your own trailer.
I respect that. He didn't need to do that.
No, not one bit. And he was just fucking with an interviewer, and then it came out as a good story.
But he also didn't need to do that either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sequence based on this is based on the death of an actual Walmart employee in 2008.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's in Long Island. So northeast, the Green Acres Mall, and this guy got trampled to death trying to trying to be at work, probably trying to make sure everybody didn't fucking kill each other
on Black Friday.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like this has happened multiple times though. Like,
yeah,
someone getting trampled to death.
Yeah, this is just the most popular one where actually, a lawsuit happened and the family won, and Walmart had to like pay, a couple $1 million in damages. They had more than enough to pay that.
Yeah.
This movie, actually, the grandmother in the movie, which it's a very small part, but the grandmother in the movie is Lynn Griffin, who's in the original Black Christmas from 1974. It's like the OG slasher, and did not need to have her there. So that's just Eli Roth being a horror nerd, and just like, that's like the dream, dude, to make a horror movie and just get to the point where you're like, I'm just going to call up people I think are fucking... That's like the Tarantino effect thing, right?
Yeah.
Where he just goes and gets all these people who used to be and stuff. Hey, do you want to do one more?
Yeah. Well,
a
lot of these actors, when it comes to big directors like this, like Tarantino, Wes Anderson, and like guys like that, it's like they'll take a massive pay cut.
Yeah.
Just to say they were in a Tarantino movie.
Yeah, just and he's honest. I feel like all these guys are honest. They're like, look, we got this much money, can't just be like doling out paychecks, but I'll make sure you get paid a reasonable amount, you know, maybe scale, depending on the last time you acted. And, you know, well, there's some cool stuff. It's fine. The composer did the Twilight Zone reboot, which, of course, is the reboot that Jordan Peele produced, wrote and produced. Yeah. He also did Warm Bodies, World War Z, The Nun 2.
Ooh, this is pretty solid resume here.
Yeah, the Woman in Black 1 and 2. Yeah, just a bunch of cool stuff. I did mostly the horror stuff, but he's got other stuff. But clearly has down the horror motif.
Yeah.
Fun lines. This year there will be no leftovers. I always like that.
That's a good line.
It's
That
like
is a good line.
It's like cheesy. This is a great example of what you're talking about in the other half of this episode we threw out.
Yeah.
Where like you took a cheesy line and you made it work.
Right.
Yeah.
You put a little love and care into it.
It's tasteful.
Yeah.
It's tasteful.
And they brought it back but it's somebody else saying it and it's in context, not just reusing a line for no reason 3 times. But like this one, she says, "You're right. There are no leftovers." And you're like, "That's dumb," and I still like it.
Yeah.
See, you agree
But
Yeah.
about Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I agree. It's fun, but is it worth covering?
oh, but Ray's so negative. I think rightfully so.
He's being antagonized for no reason.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I spoke the truth.
I'm sick of it.
This is on me. This is on me. It's on me for not setting it up better. If we're gonna talk about it, we gotta
I
set
think
it
there's
up
no way you could have set that up.
Yeah.
we
be
can
honest.
do it.
You know what it was? It was a setup.
Yeah.
And Ray
I
was
said
the
it.
victim in the trap.
Yep.
He's a victim.
I was the rat to the cheese.
Yep. He just set him up. He promised him cheese.
You promised me cheese. I didn't even get cheese.
What was that thing? The cheese goblin or whatever?
Yeah,
Oh,
cheddar
yeah,
goblin.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, see, look at me.
Cheddar goblin's my
Think I don't know
spirit
my
animal.
shit?
All right, this one.
I've been on these books.
I'm really proud of you. This one did. This one might have been a little too much for me, but I let it slide. If we let the police handle it, we'll all end up half off.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Who's the one who said that?
Oh, I think it was the boyfriend.
Yeah.
The new boyfriend. That one for a slasher one.
Yeah, I remember thinking that one made no sense.
I mean, they were really looking there. They were trying to find that.
Yeah.
They were trying to find it, you know. And I respect them trying, but they can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners.
But it also was meant to be like an 80s slasher goofy line. So it's like, you're still doing, it's fine.
Fine.
We'll let it slide.
One of my favorite parts when he describes how Ozzy and Black Sabbath, like you remember the guy running the party, and he goes, when Ozzy left and then like became successful and everything, and he explains the whole thing, and then the kid goes, "Who's Black Sabbath?" And he goes, "Get the fuck off my property."
Yeah.
Reminded me of something one of us would do for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you.
Who's Tupac? Yeah, me. Thank you.
I could see myself getting mad at that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't slide into a killer's DMs. Great advice. Also a line in the movie. Oh yeah. What the fuck? Is that any way to talk to Kathleen? She's been cooking all day.
Oh yeah, that was great.
See, that's how you make it fun. you
Yeah.
know? Another great thing is when the sheriff says it's all about the details, and like it's like he set himself up to get caught. He's like teaching her to like pay attention to shit, and then she pays attention to the shit on his boots, and then she figures out that's how he's the killer. And
Why'd he do that?
why did he do what?
He set himself up.
Oh yeah, I think he was just running his mouth.
There's something to be said that like true crime psychology, that all the killers kind of want to get caught,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to serial killers.
but there's also a thing of it where they're like they like think too highly of themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like part of them wants to get caught, and part of them thinks they'll never get caught.
Yeah.
So they push it, and push it.
And push it and push it and push it. Yeah. because they're like, I'll show you a little bit more because I know nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last favorite line though, no one appreciates subtlety anymore. To go viral, you really gotta beat him over the head, and then he fucking just smashes him with that meat cleaver thing, or what was that thing, like the meat tenderizer? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, and then he just, dude, that was fucking brutal. When
That
he
was a
just
brutal one.
Smashes his head open.
Yeah, but like that one too, I was just like, it was like every time I see this level of gore now, I'm just like, like after Terrifier, it was just like, all right, man, like I don't really feel like there's nothing you can show me that desensitized as fuck. I would have to see the real thing for me to be like, you know,
Damn, bro, that bad?
I think so. I think so at this point, man. Terrifier really fucked my brain.
What about you, Sean? Do you still have some humanity?
Not to say I would ever want to see the real thing.
You got some?
No, I'm not saying I don't have empathy. It's just like I can, like, it's just like, I don't know. It's fake, and like I know it's fake.
Yeah.
I'm really past the point of like being like, ugh, it's gross. I was just like, yeah, man. It's bubble gum, and fake blood.
You're like, rip that person apart in front of me, or I don't want to see it.
No, I wouldn't want to see that though. I'm just saying that I can stomach this now more.
So we can agree. I mean, maybe I'm just being a too, nitpicky here, but I feel like this is by far his best movie. I mean,
I haven't seen Hostile or Hostel.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hostel, but I mean, it's good filmmaking. It's just not like, I'm not into like torture porn.
I'll eat a bowl of spaghetti while watching Hostel at this point. I don't give a shit.
Okay, relax.
I did like Cabin Fever. I mean, this is the only other one I've seen. But,
Cabin Fever is good.
But I don't think I'd probably say this was. I think this was a little better, yeah.
This is like only a little bit better than Cabin Fever, because Cabin Fever was like fucking really funny and just like really good.
Yeah, that's true. I think just the fact of like making a slasher where like part of the movie, the slasher's not even the villain, like it's just people killing each other, and then like the plot twist ending of like the cop, and like I don't know, man. It's just like it just hits different for me, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cabin Fever's so good, though. It's so, it's just like this one just is so, it's so much better made.
Yeah,
I would say versus Cabin Fever. Like Cabin Fever is still like, it's still like it feels like he's still getting his grounds and trying to figure out how to make a movie.
Right.
But it's still a really good movie for like what it is, for like one of his first like features. While like this is like very well polished Eli Roth. You know.
Yeah. This is like, this is Eli Roth like earning everything he worked for. It feels like.
Right. I would love to have seen him do Cabin Fever with this level of like skill and like this eye.
Yeah.
I like how
reboot his own movie like
right.
Evil Dead.
How would Cabin Fever look and feel with this Eli Roth?
That's
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, with a better budget. I mean, what he made it for $1 million that he had to raise himself. You know how tired you got to be after raising $1 million to even like.
Oh yeah, that was the context of Cabin Fever too. It was pretty crazy that like he had to do all that.
Yeah. I would love to see like how he would tackle it now. I feel like it would just be like a phenomenal film. Like take the concepts of Cabin Fever and then work that in. To like what he like all the tools he has, because like even like as comics we kind of noticed that it's like looking back at old jokes, like having done the stage time and then looking back at old jokes and you're like, oh, I can make this better, so I would imagine for him it's like when he watches Cabin Fever, like rewatches it, like what things he regrets where he's like, I could have done that better,
Yeah, well, and or even somebody, maybe somebody can do what he did with Green Inferno, which is like basically his twist on Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like they go out to a tribe that's like never seen people, and then they like they're like cannibals and they like eat them and everything.
You guys talked about that Cabin Fever, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's Green Inferno's like the height of his like real horrific, like brutal torture porn type stuff, you know? Because in Hostel, like the torture is about torture, but in Green Inferno, it's more of like them looking at these people like their food.
I wonder if that'll make me feel something again.
No.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's also dangerous. You could also just go further away from what little bit of humanity you have left.
That's a really good point, Sean.
Yeah.
We could always have you watch the
watch Inside Out.
Holocaust.
Fucking,
then you'll feel something you fuck.
and then you can try it. But I think first you need to take some steps back in the right
saying
direction.
I don't feel anything with gory scenes anymore.
Yeah.
I still feel something when it comes to like sad shit. I'll still cry during Coco.
Oh
Yeah, for them to make me feel something, they have to not bash someone's head in and instead make amends with their father.
Yeah, I need you to emotionally bash my head.
Yeah, see, I'm sorry. You hear that, and I forgot to go. Oh.
All right, well, that's our coverage on Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. Very fun movie. If you haven't seen it, sorry about the spoilers, but check it out. It's really
Watch
well done.
It's really good.
I'm gonna find a way. We're gonna talk about Thanksgiving at some point. I'm gonna find a way. Not now, though. It's rough.
About what?
Thanksgiving. It's rough. I don't even like. There's a whole new way we have to even try to do an episode if we do something like that again. Because that movie, we've never done anything like that movie, and so.
Well, no, Escape from Tomorrow.
Yeah,
but even though I feel like there was even way more to say about Escape from Tomorrow than there was about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Escape from Tomorrow was just so off-putting or confusing. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but there's also like a good story behind it, which is what sold the movie to begin with.
It would be pretty funny to...
Wait, what?
The fact that they filmed it in Disney.
Oh, I think meant the story of the movie itself.
No, the story of the movie was total dog shit.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
It would be pretty
was
funny
garbage.
to take Thanksgiving and go like mail them a copy and go like, hey, this movie's still better than your Disney fucking. This was nonsense, but I could follow it.
Yeah. How did they do better? You guys had a budget.
They had $30,000.
$30,000
and a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Shot in 11 days. That was actually a line I was looking forward to doing. Was going, can you believe this was shot in 11 days? All right. Well, that was fun. I will do the
I'd
wrap
believe
up.
it if you said it was shot in 2.
All right. We're going to do the wrap up on the box office and budget and the Rotten Tomatoes scores. So, boys, no points for the first movie because it doesn't exist.
What?
In this. So this is pretty much make or break. 4 points total. Winner takes all.
Okay.
Free Thanksgiving turkey to you. Okay. So do you want to flip a coin or something? How do you want to do this, or just when do you want to just go?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
15 million
15 million
budget.
Okay. All right.
Box office 40 million.
40 million. All right, Sean.
14 million.
Okay.
50 million.
Piece of shit.
Ooh. Man, he really.
The price is right my ass by like 10 million each.
I would have said a little less, but I just
Yeah.
Call him Bob Barker over here.
man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just felt like you're. It
Hang on, Sean. Do you know who Bob Barker is?
Did that answer your question? Did it look like I knew who Bob Barker was?
Do you think he's like DMX or something?
I think he's a literal dog.
You ever see Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the golfer in Happy Gilmore that punches him in the face. The old guy.
Oh.
Bob Barker.
This one's for you, Bob Barker.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bob Barker.
I did hear he died, right?
Who's the Price is Right guy, right?
Yeah, he would appreciate that.
Yeah. Who is it now? Drew Carey?
Is it?
I think so.
Might be.
Yeah, it is.
Or Steve Harvey. I don't know.
Steve Harvey just takes over every game show.
Yeah.
Well, the budget, boys. 15 million on the dot.
Oh.
Fuck yeah, dude. Knew it.
Price is right.
but that box office 47 million.
Yay!
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That's 1-1.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna do the Rotten Tomatoes. See if one of you can
All right.
can eke it out. If you don't get a tie score,
Critics 80%.
okay.
Audience 67.
67. Okay.
Critics 75. Audience score 82.
Audience score 82. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that many people who thought this was a bad movie. I've never met anyone who shit on this movie.
Well, critic score was 84%.
What'd I say?
75.
And I said 80.
And the audience score 79%.
Oh.
That goes to Ray.
Tied
Yeah,
again.
82%. Well, it's a tie score for you boys
2-2.
today.
Wow, I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna have to go through all the episodes and actually total these up for the end of the year.
Go ahead and do that, please.
Oh, we should do it like a game show type thing where we have to remember what we gave.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we did it, boys. Thank you guys for joining us. That's our Thanksgiving episode covering Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. Make sure you join the Patreon if you haven't already. We got low as $3 a month for exclusive content, audio only at $3, video at $5, and then of course our $10 and $15 tiers get you the bonus episodes on top of bonus episodes, the double bonus.
Bonus on bonus, baby.
Bonus on bonus, baby. As always, thank you to our patrons, especially Kelly. Thanks for keeping us paying the bills at the $15 tier. And to you $5 tier folks, we appreciate you too. Because we just
about
bought
a third
coffees.
as much.
Yeah. We just bought coffees with that money. So
Oh, did we really?
I mean pretty good, $5 a piece. So we got 3 of them. So anyway. Sean, why don't you sign off to the people?
Hey, man. Hey.
Look at
Thank
your
your
camera.
families tonight. One love. Grab some turkey for me. Hey, be thankful. Say one thing you're grateful for right now. All right. Well, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Thank you. Have a good night.
There's like no time to answer.
Hey, that was a lot. That's making me think. All right, love you guys. Hey, take care. Hey, and say hi to your family for me and your loved ones, and be grateful for this time we have left on this life. All right.
You can tell Sean just recently did mushrooms.
Hey, one love, one life, one love, one life. Don't blow it. All right.
Right, give a sign off.
All right, well,
Yours could be shorter.
Yeah, I was just gonna say bye.
All right. We'll see you next month. Woo!
A man getting bit by an alligator string.
Swallow this.